Now the next topic is the drawbacks of basic communication system. I have already mentioned this communication system is working in two modes. One is point-to-point communication and the other one is broadcast mode. In the point-to-point communication, we are using wires or cables. If we want to send the message to several kilometers, it is not possible to install the wires or the cables for such long distances. So this is the first drawback. The message can't be radiated to several kilometers using wires or cables. The second drawback is in the broadcast mode where we are dealing with the number of the receivers. Here, when the large number of transmitters means number of frequencies are being given, like in radio or TV, we are having many channels. Many channels means we are having lot of frequency range over there for different programs. To receive at the receiving end in this basic system, we will be having the confusion. It is not able to deal with that. When there are number of transmitter and many numbers of receivers, there will be confusion at the receiving end. Now, the drawbacks that I have discussed with you can be overcome by making small changes or modifications in the communication system. Here is the modified form of the communication system. The components used are the microphone, modulator, amplifier. Then is the transmitting antenna. This is the transmission channel. On the other hand, there is a receiving antenna, tunable amplifier, demodulator, loudspeaker, and finally the user. See, here our first drawback was it is not possible for our basic communication system to send the signals to a large distances because of its low power. So we are taking help of one process named as modulation. What is happening in modulation? There is a mixing of, superimposing is the scientific word used for that. There is superimposing of low frequency. Low frequency means of low power, of low energy, with the high frequency wave. High frequency wave is having high power. They can cover the long distance. So what we do, we mix our low frequency, that is our signal waves that we want to send, with the high frequency wave, and superimposing two of them is known as modulation. So our first drawback can be overcome by this process, and the device that is utilizing for that is the modulator. What modulator is doing, it is superimposing our signal waves that is coming from the source through the microphone in electric form, and modulator will mix them with the high frequency waves, and then they send it to the amplifier. Amplifier further enhance the signal so that it can travel to the long range. Now we are having the transmitting antenna. The waves from the amplifier are further sent in the atmosphere. Here, the transmitting channel is the atmosphere, and the waves are being taken by the atmospheric particles to the receiving antenna. Now, on the other hand, after receiving the waves, then they are fed to the tunable amplifier. Now, just remember what was our second drawback. In the second drawback, we have mentioned if transmitter is having the number of stations, means it is working on different frequencies. So there is confusion at the end of receiver. To avoid that, we are using a tunable amplifier. Tunable amplifier are such that they can select, tunable amplifier can select the frequencies that are fed to it. It is made to choose out the different frequencies, and then we want the our message back. So next is the demodulator. The tunable amplifier send the individual frequencies to the demodulator. Now still we are having this high frequency with our signal message, so demodulator separates out, it separates the signal wave that we require from high frequency waves. And after separating out, the signal is there, that is further converted into sound form or the required form from electrical signals. The loudspeaker is doing that work, it is also transducer. So finally the loudspeaker will have the separated information signal and give it to the user.